good afternoon. My Lord the Chief Justice, my Lord Justice Shomadar, honorable judges, distinguished dignitaries present here, friends, ladies and gentlemen, and members of our club. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you in this solemn ceremony in which we unveil the portraits of two of our beloved members of our club, late Mr. GOUTAM Chakraorti and late Mr. PC SEN, more popularly known to his friends as Mintu and to his juniors as Mintuda. So without wasting any further time, may I ask our President, Mr. Sarkar, and the dignitaries present on the head table to accompany the Chief Justice for unveiling the portraits of Mr. GOUTAM Chakraorti and Mr. PC SEN. While Mr. Chakraorti was one of our senior-most members and was a doyen and a distinguished figure in the field, many fields of law, particularly in the field of intellectual property and, of course, in the field of admiralty. Mr. Sen has walked the corridors of this court, leaving an indelible impression in the field of corporate law, and his courtcraft in the court, especially the company court, is known to one and all. So without wasting any further time, may I invite the Honorable Chief Justice to say a few words on this occasion. My Lord the Chief Justice.
Respected Chief Justice of High Court of Sikkim, Justice Somedar, my brother and sister judges, respected President, Vice President, Secretary, Office Bearers Association, learned senior members, the lovely family of late GOUTAM Chakraorti and late Mr. PC SEN, the learned senior members, junior members, special invitees, ladies and gentlemen. It's been always a pleasure to come to the Bar Library, and I think this is the fourth or fifth time I'm here, lest you would become bored of me. But on each and every occasion, it was a very memorable event, especially when we unveil portraits of our revered seniors. As I said earlier also, that the purpose for revealing or unveiling such portraits is to first remind ourselves of the high benchmark which have been set by those illustrious seniors so that we emulate them. It is also a sort of thanksgiving for the contributions done by such eminent members of the bar. Apart from that, it brings a lot of solace and happiness to the near and dear of the learned members of the senior members of the bar who are not with us as on date. As it is customary on such occasions to share some details about these two illustrious persons, because of course the senior members will know about it, but there may be some junior members or even for myself who do not know much about these two doyens of the bar. So therefore let me place certain facts about these two wonderful gentlemen. Mr. Chakraorti was born on 15th of November 1930 in a district which is now part of Bangladesh. He completed his school education in Meghalaya, graduated in economic with honors degree from University of Calcutta, and as a student of the Presidency College in the year 1946. Thereafter he moved to London. He was called to the bar from the Middle Temple in the year 1954, and subsequently in the year 1955 enrolled in the Calcutta High Court. Mr. Chakraorti attended the chambers of doyens of the bar, such as Mr. Bonoli Das, Mr. P.R. Das, Mr. Sankar Das Banerjee, Mr. Ashok Sen, R.C. Deb, Mr. Subil Roy, Mr. Siddhartha Sankare, and many other legal luminaries. He was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award for his contribution on intellectual property matters. Mr. Chakravarti was a distinguished member of the bar who mastered the art of advocacy and in the process developed his own eloquent and persuasive style. I am told that he was quite but very incisive. He was one of the most respected senior advocates of this court for the manners, his demeanor, his behavior, his erudition, and devotion to duty. Mr. Chakravarti evinced expertise and great skill in various fields of law. He handled successfully criminal, admiralty, and intellectual property matters, and he appeared in several important cases which have been widely reported in various journals. He was very popular for his politeness among the members of the legal fraternity, and he was appreciated by his colleagues and loved by his juniors and his friends. I am also informed that he was always assisting the court despite the fact whether he appears in a matter or not when the court wants him to clarify on certain intricate legal issues. Mr. Chakravarti is survived by his wife and daughter who stay in America, and I am informed that Mrs. Chakravarti is also a very good singer. He left us on 11 September 2024 at the ripe age of 94 years. Late Mr. Prabir Chandra Sen was born on 1st August 1932. He got his honors degree in philosophy from the University of Calcutta as a student of Presidency College in the year 1952. Before completion of his post-graduation, he proceeded to London and was admitted as into the Honorable Society of Inner Temple in the year 1955. During his stay in London, he joined the chambers of Mr. Subimal C. Roy, senior advocate and barrister. Later, Mr. Roy was appointed as a judge of the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Apart from that, Mr. Sen studied in the chambers of various senior advocates and barristers of repute. He was an all-rounder, I am told, more particularly a doyen in the original side of this court. His contribution in the field of law is well reflected in the various judgments which have been reported in the law journals. I am also told that he had a very lucrative practice before this court as well as the other high courts and the Honorable Supreme Court. He left us on 2nd May 2020 during the COVID pandemic, and he is survived by his wife and 2 sons, and the younger son, Mr. Rajratan Sen, is practicing in this court. Therefore, while we are in a way happy that the portraits of these 2 doyens of the bar have been unveiled, but still the loss which the family has suffered cannot be redeemed by words. Nonetheless, let the dear members of the family of these 2 illustrious men remember that he is still loved. Both of them are loved, remembered, cherished, and that is how this function has been organized, that too at short notice. And coincidentally, and this is the first function after the new team of office bearers had taken charge. And, and apart from that, there are many members of the Bar Library who have been recently designated as senior advocates, and that is also needs to be congratulated. And I am sure the young members of the bar will try to emulate these 2, not only these 2 men, the other people whose portrait are here displaying various skills. If suppose a junior member of the Bar Library Club do not know about it, it is high time that you sit with your seniors whenever they find time to hear very good anecdotes, which you can pass on to your colleague members when they are admitted to this association. So once again, I thank the Honorable President, the Vice President, the Secretary, Office Bearers, and all of you, including the family members of these two illustrious men, for having given me this opportunity to be with us. We also welcome the Honorable Chief Justice of the Sikkim High Court, who has been able to grace this occasion. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, my Lord, the Chief Justice, for the inspiring words. May I now invite Mr. Anindo Kumar Mitro, one of our senior-most members, to share a few words on the life and times of Mr. Gautam Chakravarty.
Honorable Chief Justice of High Court, Calcutta, Honorable Chief Justice of High Court, Sikkim, Honorable Judges of this Honorable Court, both former and present, members of the family of Mr. Gautam Chakravarty and Mr. P.C. Sen, and in particular, Mrs. Aloka Chakravarty, wife of Gautam Chakravarty, and Purnima Sen, wife of P.C. Sen, and members of the Bar Library Club, and the guests who have been invited to attend this event. This is a very special event of the Bar Library Club, unveiling of portraits. Why do we unveil portraits which are to be hung up on the wall of this Bar Library Club? We do not do so in respect of all members, but we do so in respect of some members whom we think the members of the Bar Library Club should remember. The posterity should know them as lawyers of such caliber. They are not only to be remembered as a pure and simple lawyer, but as a human being is worth remembering. So we have Gautam Chakravarty was such a person who deserves to be remembered by the posterity, by the members of the Bar Library Club, even future members of the Bar Library Club. You have been told about the biodatas of Mr. Chakravarty by Honorable Chief Justice. I won't repeat. I will try to introduce Mr. Gautam Chakravarty to those members who have not seen him in practice and do not even perhaps know him. So I will simply introduce Mr. Gautam Chakravarty as a human being, how he was. In short, I should say Mr. Chakravarty was a gentleman. That's a very high compliment one can pay to any human being. In addition to being a gentleman in all proper sense, he was a very amiable person. He was friendly to everybody. He is exceptionally, he was a friend to everybody, and if I may use the expression, he has accomplished a very difficult feat. That is, if I may say in Bengali, Ajato Shotru. I can think of only few members of the Bar Library Club who have no enemies, which is very difficult. Mr. Chakravarty, the Gautam that I used to call him, was very pleasant in his address, deliveries in court, and pleasant outside the court. He could carry on conversation with different types of people with same ease. I've heard him conversing with father, discussing market price of something. Similarly, he will converse with members of the club, discussing something else, maybe about the dress, maybe anything. Anyway. In short, he was loved by all. And everybody wanted to talk to him and have a chat with him for some time. This is how we remember Mr. Chakravarty, apart from his legal acumen as a human being. Gautam joined the chamber of not so many persons. Really, he became associated with Bulu Ghosh, another member of the bar who is known by his nickname, like Mintu Sen. And Gautam conducted suit with great ability and ease. He was a very good cross-examiner without hammering or bullying the witness, and used to get his client's points in his favor in a very suave manner. He was quite busy doing interrogatory court also because of his pleasant advocacy. I've never seen him losing temper in court or outside court. Gradually, Mr. Gautam shifted to intellectual property. In those years, 70s and 80s, we didn't have too many intellectual property cases. The intellectual property laws then developing. And Gautam pioneered the development of intellectual property law in High Court in Calcutta, and he was recognized by other courts as a pioneer of intellectual property. The proof of the matter is he was given Lifetime Achievement Award by a very well-known publishing house. I remember they gave a luncheon party at Hyatt Regency, and with a presentation of the Gautam Chakravarty, and we were all presented with lavish lunch, proper lunch in all sense. You can understand what I mean. Now, Gautam died at a ripe old age. I have nothing to say about that. But it is always a loss to attend the demise of a person of his nature and amiability. So we offer our condolence to Mrs. Alaka Chakraborty, not in silver, but in a silver made of regards, love, and our affection.
Thank you, Mr. Mitro. May I now invite the president of our club, Mr. Sudipto Sarkar, to say a few words both on Mr. Chakraborty and also on the life and times of Mr. P.C. Sen, whose chamber he also had attended.
My Lord the Chief Justice, Justice Samadar, other honorable judges, Mrs. Chakraorti, Mrs. Sen, and other family members. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure, it's a privilege and an honor to be able to speak at the unveiling of the portrait of the two most popular members of this library. And both were very close friends. I think Mrs. Chakraorti and Mrs. Sen will confirm that, as in fact, both of them really drew us into as part of their family. Now, Mr. Mitra has already spoken about Mr. Chakraorti. I'll only mention that he was a man of extreme grace, extreme sophistication, and extremely generous and warm in his dealings with human beings, let alone the question of looking at law. Now, I joined Mr. Sen's chamber, if I may keep on calling him Mintuda, if you don't mind, in 1973. I found him extremely warm and generous. And if you go to the law reports of the Calcutta High Court in the second half of the 20th century, you will find Mr. Chakraorti and Mr. Sen has appeared in many matters. And Mr. Sen particularly has helped to develop company law in this country, along with other colleagues of his who all went to the chambers of Mr. S.C. Sen, whose photograph you probably have seen with the pipe where I sit just above there. Well, I sat next to Mr. Sen also on the ground floor. But apart from anything else, may I just point out that he was a man of great, refined, and exquisite taste. He loved good food. He loved good drinks. He loved his Yameva shawls, his watches, his pens, his cufflinks, and what have you. And lately, designer ties from Ferragamo. So that makes the man, if you can understand what I'm talking of. He was, of course, a doyen of Indian classical music. Mr. Chakravarty, as we all know, was well versed in Western classical music, and Mr. Sen in Indian classical music. This is an information which many juniors may not be aware of. So coming back to Mr. Sen, forget the question of law. He was an extremely warm, generous person, and I have no hesitation in saying that the little that I may have achieved in the legal profession, which is not much, is all due to the support and generosity of Mr. Sen, which I received in my initial days in his chamber. And I shall be forever grateful to him. Without his support and generosity, I would not have gone anywhere in the legal profession. That is very important for people to remember. And in fact, if I have been able to get acquire an iota of his generosity, warmth, humanity, and grace, I'd consider myself fortunate and lucky. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sarkar. We had a request for a speaker from the family of Mr. Sen. Yes, his grandson. So we have the grandson of Mr. Sen to say a few words about him. Please. Rehan, Mr. Rehan Sen, ladies and gentlemen. Please.
First of all, I would like to say that I miss him dearly, and I miss the conversations that we did not have about the legal profession and law, because at the time of his passing, no one really knew that I would also go to pursue law later on. And those conversations not had will be something that I always long for. He was my partner in crime. We both loved food and fun times more than anything. And whenever he used to go out to, suppose, buy mishti, buy groceries, or do anything, I would always tag along, and we would end up having a meal together, or he would end up buying me a toy, despite the instructions of my mother not to. And he was really my best friend. And so, as we have heard from Mr. Arindu Mitra and Mr. Shudipta Sarkar, I can confidently say that I am sometimes called a carbon copy of him, but I can confidently say that there will never be another personality like him to ever grace this court. And I hope that somewhere out there he's looking down at me with his blessings so that I can become even half as great a lawyer as he was. Miss you, Dadu. Prabhi Chandu Singh. Thank you.
Thank you, Rehan, for the Mishti tribute to the grandfather. And last but not the least, may I call upon our Vice President, Mr. Utpal Bose, to give the vote of thanks and thereafter conclude today's ceremony.
On behalf of Bar Library Club, may I extend a very warm and hearty thank you to each and every one of you who is present here today. We are particularly grateful to our Chief Justice, the Honorable Justice Shamadar, our learned judges, the members of the families of Mr. Chakraorti and Mr. Sen, who have taken time off to be a part of our program today. Both Mr. Chakraorti and Mr. Sen were legal luminaries, but I feel inclined to say they were like the candles in the wind who lived their life to the full with one basic difference. The flames of those candles will never stand extinguished. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen.
With that, we come to the conclusion of the formal ceremony. May I request all of you to please stay in your seats. The families of both Mr. Chakraorti and Mr. Sen have made some arrangement for refreshments. So kindly enjoy the refreshments and thereafter leave the Bar Library. Thank you very much for your presence.